Hey, welcome to STREEZYonX. I'm Streezy, bringing you some of the major trends everyone's talking about on X today. We had Nick Saban trending, the former Alabama football coach, for trekking out to Capitol Hill to talk about some of the issues he's been noticing in the college football world, specifically the name, image, and likeness, or NIL policies, and athlete revenues. He believes we have lost the balance of athlete development, competitive fairness, and overall quality of life for these students, because it's bleeding out from athletics and affecting the rest of their college experience, which is also meant to be spent developing as a person and learning how to become an adult. He says, all these things I believed in for all of these years, 50 years of coaching, no longer exist in college athletics. He also adds that it was always about not only developing these players, but also helping these people become more successful in life. He and his wife would have recruits and their parents over for a meal at their house, and his wife would talk to the other mothers saying, your sons are going to be taken care of, we want to leave a good impact on their lives. And Saban says towards the end of his career near retirement, his wife came to him and said, why are we even doing this anymore? They only care about how much you're going to pay them, not that you're going to develop them, which is the core of what they've always done. So clearly motivations have changed, and that's going to change attitude, behavior. It's going to change everything. So he said it definitely played a part in it making it easier for him to step away and retire, simply because it wasn't the same. Now, he doesn't think NIL and everything should be done away with completely. He thinks it's important that the students have an opportunity to brand themselves, but he does believe some sort of system should be put in place so that they can grow their brand, their business, but still not neglect the development of young minds. And then TikTok trending, with the House voting to pass the bill that could potentially ban TikTok, one of Congress's stipulations being that they must sever ties with the Chinese parent company ByteDance. This Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act says it's seeking to safeguard national security and prevent digital surveillance to protect sensitive personal data. So this would make it unlawful for any entity to distribute, maintain, or update a foreign adversary controlled application within the U.S. land or maritime borders. Opposers of the bill are coining it a Trojan horse bill because they say under the guise of protection comes control, because this bill does allow the president to designate certain social media platforms as national security threats and ban them. So essentially, the president would be allowed to tell you what you can and can't have on your phone and what you can and can't look at. And by the way, President Joe Biden has expressed his support for this bill and said that he would sign it into law if it came across his desk. So we don't want our First Amendment rights breached, but how can we protect those freedoms while also preventing foreign countries from spying through apps that they own? Seems like some kind of middle ground needs to be reached, I'd say. Then we have Kaylee trending. Kaylee is the 15-year-old girl who was violently, viciously assaulted by another teenage girl. It happened in Missouri just here recently. I won't be playing the video of what happened. It's all over the place if you want to see it, but essentially Kaylee's upper body was repeatedly slammed into the concrete, and she was left unconscious and convulsing, alone on the pavement until EMTs arrived. We now hear that Kaylee is in the hospital with a fractured skull and frontal lobe damage with major brain bleeding and swelling. And even then, they won't know the full extent of damage done until she wakes up. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey says the criminal should be charged and tried as an adult, and the offense should rise if the victim does end up passing. We'll just have to keep an eye on how this advances. I'll have the GoFundMe page linked in case you're interested. Those are the major trends of today. Follow for more updates, and I will see you tomorrow.